With each fallen officer, there is a unique story that a survivor is left with.
My late husband was Detective Dylan H. Stewart. Dylan was killed in the line of duty November 28th, 2005. Dylan worked midnights, and I was home. I just had a 4-month-old baby, and I had a 6-year-old, my 2 daughters. I got a phone call during the night and realized that he hadn't called my cell phone, and I got up. I realized that the answering machine was blinking, and I proceeded to play the message, and it was the desk sergeant asking if anyone had been home. And once I called back, he let me know that Dylan had been shot.
My husband, Deputy Ricky Isaac Jr., died in a car accident in the line of duty. And at the time of his death, I was 5 months pregnant with our first child.
I was about 4 years old when my dad died in the line of duty. I vaguely remember cops driving us to the funeral and to the burial, and all our friends each put on a pile of dirt above him.
Just as every story is unique, the grief that accompanies it is just as different to each survivor.
I do everything by myself now. Never wanted to be a single mom. Of course, no one plans to be a single mom, but how can you plan it when you get married first? You know, you get married first, and then you're married for a year, and then you get pregnant. You're very excited you're about to establish a family, a for real family. And then now you end up not just a single mom, but a widow at that. And I was 26 at the time. He left a giant hole in my life. He took half my heart away when he left. And everything has to make sense. I was a planner, I was an organizer. The summer we was gonna do this. The next fall we were gonna do this. And now I am completely lost. I don't know about anybody else's relationship. I don't know about anybody else's marriage, but he was my best friend. And we were together 4 years and only married a year and a half. But it's just waking up every day, not having him to laugh at, because we were silly. You know, when we got married, nothing changed except we were legally married. We had a document that said we were legally married, but we were still we had so much fun together. And I think that's what I miss the most, just us hanging out.
I always wondered where he went, because I was wondering why everybody was so sad, because I thought he would just come back at a later date, but that never happened, because I was so young. I was just confused. I always wondered when could I go visit him if he wasn't going to come here. So it was a big heartbreak when I realized that he's not coming back and we can't go visit him. When I went to counseling, I didn't like to talk. I was just the odd person, I felt like. But when 7 and 8 and 9 came along, I got older. I realized that I'm not alone. I guess you could say I got out of my shell a little bit. I talked more in the counseling groups. It was a good experience, and now I can't wait to go every year.
My 6-year-old was so scared that this person would come out and get us afterwards. He got life without parole, and I said to her, we're victims, but what are we going to do about it? Since his death, we had some rough patches in that separation anxiety from both of them, experiencing that and not being able to go too far, and it just being a difficult thing altogether, not having that parent to rely on, and having to really rely outside of the family for support. Supporting the families is huge. In ways that you can support the families is just connecting with them, just checking in with them. I think that sort of touch base has enhanced the experience of losing someone and certainly gaining a law enforcement family.
The coping process is very delicate for every survivor. With COPS, survivors have an organization to turn to that will lend a helping hand through every step of the way.
There's not really coping at home, but when you get to COPS, it's a world changer, because there's so many people that can relate to you. Like, everybody's there to help you, not to hurt you. It's a good experience. cops, it's a huge difference because there's everybody there just to help you, and it makes me feel welcome.
And we've certainly grown in positive ways, I want to say, in part because of Kids Camp. That we were able to do that. We were able to experience it, all three of us. And then now that Alexis has moved on to Outward Bound and has had that experience, myself and Samantha now have the Kids Camp experience for ourselves. And she certainly looks forward to it.
I am looking forward to going back to some of the COP-sponsored events, such as Spouses Retreat, and then when my son gets of age, going to Kids Camp and all like that. Because they seem to have had genuine fun. Like they were happy. They were still kind of accepting what happened, but they were happy. And when I go back, I would like to be in a better place where I can be genuinely happy, so that I could have a normal life with my son, even though never forgetting Ricky, never forgetting what happened, but living and accepting what happened so that we can have a happy life.
For more information, contact COPS online at www.nationalcops.org or call 573-346-4911.